Okay, we're back. Let's talk about Rookie of the Year with Cole Huff here. Cole, we've got odds for Rookie of the Year, again, from BetMGM. Paolo Banchero, 2-1. Keegan Murray, 5-1. Jaden Ivey, 11-2. Jabari Smith, 6-1. Ben Mathurin, 10-1. Shaden Sharp, 20-1. Dyson Daniels, 20-1. Johnny Davis, 25-1. Oshai Agbaji, Usman Jang, Jalen Williams, and Jalen Duren, 30-1. I think that's really the only ones that interest me at all. Like Tari Eason at 80-1 caught my eye a little bit, but that seems way too aggressive. Cole, Rookie of the Year, let's not even really get into like strategies behind it. I really think it just comes down to who the best rookie is. I think that there are three names that really stand out to me here. Who are you thinking in terms of Rookie of the Year?
Without Chet, that's a huge blow to that. Obviously, he's going to miss the season, but I think that it's just really easy to go with Paulo. Even though, like in my mind, I'm like, well, the number one pick never went. I mean, not never, but hasn't won Rookie of the Year in X amount of years. But like, then you start overcomplicating things. He's going to be in the best position in terms of ball in hand. Getting kind of to do whatever he wants. I also like Keegan Murray. He kind of feels like the Scotty Barnes of last year, where he's on a decent team. Like, are the Kings decent? I think the Kings are decent. They're going to be
good offensively. I know that.
They're in a loaded Western Conference, so like you may or not see the results in the standings, but like I'm kind of excited to watch them. I think they have some good players over there, and like he feels like he can fit in like a Scotty Barnes, like a Evan Mobley, where they kind of just get to play their role how it needs to be played, not do too much, not be asked to do everything. So I like him as well. Jaden Ivey is another one who kind of fits that bill. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'd feel comfortable not overcomplicating it and just kind of going with Paulo, especially since Chet is out now.
Okay, trivia time for Cole Huff. Who is the last number one overall pick in their own draft year, the year that they were picked to win Rookie of the Year?
Okay. I'm thinking before Ben Simmons was Malcolm Brogdon, I think, and he was a second rounder.
He was a second rounder, that's right. As far as I can tell, he was the only second rounder in like the recent basketball era, at the very least, to be MVP or to be Rookie of the Year. I'm sorry.
That is a really good question, because then you start getting into the 2014, 15. Anthony Bennett didn't win it. Man.
You need to look in the middle of that.
In the middle of that, 2016.
Yeah. Brogdon and Bennett in the middle.
Who went first in 2016?
Oh man!
I don't want to stall out the podcast.
It's Karl Towns in 2016. And then also Andrew Wiggins won in 2015.
Did he really? Why didn't I remember that?
First overall picks from 2009 to 2016. It felt like a pretty decent odd that they would win. Tyreek Evans won in 2010. Derrick Rose was Derrick Rose went first overall, didn't he? Am I losing my mind?
He did, Derrick right? Rose went first overall. And then Michael Beasley went right after him.
Not Tyreek Evans. Yeah, Derrick Rose went first overall. My brain broke there for a second. Derrick Rose. Then Blake Griffin won in 2011, even though that wasn't his draft year because he missed the entirety of his first season. Right. Kyrie Irving in 2011 won Rookie of the Year. Wiggins and Towns, 2014, 2015. Obviously, Ben Simmons won in 2018 after being drafted in 2016. And if you look since the Brogdon pick, Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, LaMelo Ball, Scotty Barnes, all top 4 picks. So recent history indicates that very high picks are the good bet here. I think Paulo is going to be the best, most effective rookie this year. I am very curious about what his role looks like on some level. Like, will he just get to like run free for Orlando in the way that I think his skill level dictates, just because
Like Summer League
look at
Paulo.
yeah, but like look at their front court. They have Franz Wagner, obviously, who's terrific. They have Wendell Carter, who's going to get some time. Mo Bamba's obviously going to get some minutes. Otherwise, I can't see why he would have resigned there. Then you have Paulo. You obviously have just this weird circumstance that is Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac, obviously was extended for $20+ million a year and then suffered the knee injuries, which were, unfortunate on some level. Chuma Okiki like probably has to at least get minutes. It's like, is there a chance Paulo plays 25 minutes a night as opposed to 32 a night? I guess is kind of my question. I think that'd be a bad idea. And like, that doesn't seem logical to me. I would say right. Paulo should just play 32 minutes a night and you should play your guy. You should play him and Franz Wagner and just let them run free. But there's a log jam there, I guess is what I would say. Keegan Murray doesn't quite have that same logjam, and I think Keegan's going to be very, very effective for Sacramento. I think those are the two. I think those are the two guys that you should stick to in this. I will say, is there, well, I'll ask you this. Is there a guy outside of that top group of odds that you point to and you're like, oh yeah, like I can make a case for this?
No. I mean, I guess the other one would be Jaden Ivey. But I don't think his case would be as good as Paulo or Keegan Murray for the reasons that we just ran through.
But the only guy that really stood out here to me was Ben Mathurin. If they move Buddy Hield, Ben has like a pretty real pathway to 30+ minutes a night, and he's a high level shooter. There's a chance that like he could average like 17 a game as a rookie just through like having opportunity, I think, and getting fed easy opportunities by Tyrese Halliburton. I can see a world where you could make a case for that. And if I was looking for a longer shot rookie of the year, I think Mathurin would be my pick, but I think that it's probably Paulo at the end of the day.
A lot would have to go right for that to happen,
I think more would have to go right for that to work than right. Paulo, certainly. But then again, like you're getting 10-1 on Ben. I think that Paulo makes more sense. And if I was looking to sprinkle elsewhere, it would probably be Ben Mathurin. I will say Ochai Agbaji just went to a place where there's a lot of playing time and he is older as a 22-year-old rookie. I just don't know that he has enough ball handling ability quite yet to be able to put up the numbers that will be required to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that. I mean, I like long term. I like Dyson Daniels, but I don't think in terms of the award, I don't think this would be one that would fall in his favor.
Well, here's the other one. Like Jabari Smith is 6-1. Jabari Smith was largely talked about, not just by myself, but many others, as being in that top group with Chet Holmgren and Paolo Banchero. Why aren't we discussing him here? I guess is my question.
Because we saw him play in the summer league, and we saw not that he was bad or anything, but the type of player that he is in comparison to those other guys that we just named, in terms of guys who are going to have the ball in their hands a lot more and have more opportunities. I mean, I mean, in a way, he kind of fits into his role, similar to how Keegan Murray would, like kind of not asked to do too much, just play a role, do it well, be efficient, defend, make some shots, So, I mean, now that we're talking about it, I do feel like we're kind of sliding him, but I think that the players, the type of players that he's around on Houston, I think his opportunities to flourish would be a lot fewer than the guys that we just named.
I think that's probably right. I also think that his game doesn't really translate to the traditional definition of the guys who have won this award. It does tend to be guys who can really create with the ball in their hands. And he's not that, and that's okay. Like, I love him for it. It's why I was a huge fan of him as a prospect. His ability to play without the ball is really valuable. I just don't know that it's going to translate to this award necessarily. Even though I love him in Houston and I love him as a foil for Jalen Green long term, it's going to be, I think, really effective. I think that, you mentioned Paolo. Do you see Paolo or Keegan is the guy that you would pick here?
I go with Paolo.
I think I would go with Paolo too.
I go
At
Paolo,
the end of the
yeah.
day, it's like not exciting. I know we're staying like at the top of the board, but I think that some of these other awards are the ones where you can get really creative and fun. Top of the board, I think, is right on those.